Ukrainian soccer star Oleksandr Zinchenko confronted by realities of war in first visit home since invasion. Oleksandr Zinchenko and Andrei Shevchenko visit the school in northern Ukraine that was damaged by a Russian missile. CNN Ukrainian soccer star Oleksandr Zinchenko says his first trip back to his home country since the Russian invasion has been hard to comprehend. The 26-year-old Arsenal star has been forced to watch from afar as that devastation spread across the Ukraine, but he has continued to use his platform to raise awareness of his country's plight. Despite playing multiple times for his national team since the war started, the defender had been unable to return home amid the busy Premier League fixture list. But with the English soccer season having now ended, he has been able to witness the reality of war firsthand. It's completely different when you see all these news from your phone from far away, he tells CNN Sport, deflecting on his trip. First of all, I would like to say that I'm so happy to be back in my land where I've been born and raised, and where I feel the best inside of myself. To be honest, I'm not sure if I have enough emotions to show it to the other people when you see all these things. But in my hand, there are a lot of thoughts. Violence continues to be reality for many across the Ukraine. On Thursday, Ukraine's military said it shot down 10 Russian missiles that had been fired at Kiev overnight. At least three people were killed by falling debris, including a 9-year-old girl and her mother, as they tried to enter a bomb shelter that was closed, according to the national police. Motivated by making a difference, Zinchenko recently became an ambassador of United 24, a fundraising organization set up by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and is fronting the initiative to rebuild the school alongside the legendary Ukrainian soccer star Andrei Shevchenko. The pair have organized a charity match which will be played at Chelsea's Stamford Bridge Stadium in London on August 5th, with the proceeds going towards the rebuilding project. Rebuilding a school, both Zinchenko and Shevchenko visited the school in Chernihiv Oblast, north of Kiev, which had been damaged by a Russian missile. United 24 say no one was injured in the attack, but the classrooms had been largely destroyed, meaning children from the surrounding villages have had to find alternative ways to study. We heard a lot of human stories, Savchenko tells CNN Sport hours after visiting the school with both his eldest son and Zinchenko. These stories come from the children who basically were there when the full scale invasion started. These stories come from children and they are telling whole true story about how the soldiers occupied the town when they came inside of the houses. Obviously, the children were scared. We can reveal everything, but the most important thing is to take the war out of the children's lives. This project today to rebuild the school, this is very important just to give the right signal and the message. Zinchenko and Savchenko meet with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The former Ukrainian captain and national team manager previously told the CNN Sports that he had been deeply affected by the war and admit to being touched personally by the visit to the school this week. He, alongside many other Ukrainian sports stars, have responded responded to Zelensky's call to keep Ukraine in the headlines and sees it as his duty to speak to the media about such topics. I use every chance in public and using interviews to remind people that the war is still going on in Ukraine, he says. We defend the most important fundamental of the freedom of democracy, and our people, our soldiers, risk their lives to protect our country, to defend our country. For me, it is an honor to represent my country and help my country. Both Zinchenko and Savchenko have children, which they say made the school visit even more difficult to witness. Zinchenko, who last month announced he and his partner are expecting a second child, warned that the scars of war will be deeper than many think. I feel being a bad dad. I feel the being a dad. I really feel pain, he says. These these kids don't understand. They just see the fact. Imagine we are going to school and then your school has suddenly been destroyed. For what? For what reason? This is a big injury mentally for the rest of their lives. That's what people have to know. Imagine your kid going to school and then one day a bomb lands and hit. This is the proper injury for the rest of their life. So that is what I would say is the most scary thing. Our kids are our future. While many his age are fighting on the front line, Zinchenko has tried to fly the flag of Ukraine through his sporting exploit. He has been a leader for the national team and helped his Arsenal teammates push Manchester City for the Premier League title. Andrei Shevchenko war changed everything. But when asked how he's managed to balance all the emotions over the past year with the playing and the training at such an elite level, he's reluctant to dwell too long on his own personal struggles. Difficulty is very difficult is for our soldiers who are staying on the front line. All the people who are taking a risk every single minute during these days to help Ukraine and to defend our land. That's the people who for whom it is difficult, he says. For me, to be honest, I would say that maybe Ukrainian people are not the most talented people around the world, let's say in football. But I know for sure that our mentality and our character is so strong. We're never going to give up and we're going to adapt in all cases and we're going to fight until the very end. Charity match. Zinchenko says it was an honor to meet with President Zelensky this week, adding that it had inspired him to keep helping his beloved country. The meeting was also an opportunity to discuss the charity match, which will see both Zinchenko and Shevchenko lead opposing teams. The match will be broadcast free for Ukrainians, and the people have been urged to donate to the cause, so with a host of modern and past players expected to feature. The two stars are reluctant to give too much away, promising that more would be revealed in a run up to the match. Arsenal will be in act in the Community Shield that weekend after Manchester City beat Manchester United in the FA Cup on June 3rd, meaning Zinchenko may be forced to miss one or the other. I would like to keep it quiet, Zinchenko says when pushed for names of possible participants, but for sure it's going to be so interesting.